Hey everyone, Captain Ken here with Let's Catch Fish. Today we're down in Hammondsport, New York, checking out one of the staples of the local fishing community, Bubba's Bait Shop. We're talking history, local knowledge, and everything you need before you hit the water. Let's step inside and meet the owner.
Come on in.
Hey everybody, Captain Ken here with Let's Catch Fish Nation. I'm here with Mr. Dave Hyde from Bubba's Bait. We were just down on Keuka Lake over with Michelle Rose and wanted to swing over and check out the shop. We've chatted on the phone.
Yes, we have.
And what a cool place. Can you give us the history of your shop? When did you start? How do people find you? What do you specialize in?
Okay. I started back in 2010 in a little mud room right here. It was a 10 by 12. Actually, 2014, I started building this building here. So I went from a 10 by 12 to a 18 by 26. My minnow shed was just a tin shed, fully insulated. And just about 4 years ago, I updated. The minnow shed is right there where you walk by.
Oh, cool.
I carry, right now during the winters, I carry rosies, fatheads, bass shiners. I'll be getting pike shiners here this week. Summertime, I carry everything. Fatheads, bass shiners, pike shiners, saw bellies, crayfish, halgamites.
Really?
Yep.
So what if somebody decided to take a trip?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if you're talking pike minnows,
Yep.
are there a lot of big pike here?
There is in Juanita and Wahoka. Juanita Lake also has muskie.
Okay.
Yep. The lake trout will go after the large pike shiners also, but mostly the bass shiners.
Michelle Rose asked me a question and I didn't know the answer.
Okay, I'll try.
She was asking me why people were liking to lake trout fish at night. And they were using a light,
Yep.
but I thought it was mainly to attract bait, and the light will bring plankton in, then obviously the bait fish, and then, but I didn't want to, I'm not a true expert of ice fishing.
I'm not an expert either.
But I didn't know if maybe you could explain the why better than I could.
The light will bring up the plankton, the bait fish, and then the bigger fish come after.
Okay.
Yep.
So is it, are they fishing at night for the specific reason that it's the plankton, or are they fishing at night because the lake trout are more active?
The lake trout are active, but not only the lake trout, we also have walleye in Keuka now.
Really?
Yes.
So, okay.
About 3 years ago, I was having customers say, "Hey, I caught walleye." I'm like, "There ain't no walleye here."
Do they stock it?
No.
Officially?
Officially, they were brought in by other people.
That said, you know what, why not?
Yep. Which is good. I mean, it hurts the bait fish, but it gives people other, variety of fish to catch.
Are the walleye, I know we're kind of taking you down I don't know, maybe a rabbit hole a little bit, but because of the walleye and the lake trout, is it hurting, like you mentioned, is the bait fish struggling, or does it seem like it's sustaining?
No, we used to have abundance of smelt sawbellies, and now they're non-existent. I've heard rumors. I'm not going to say what I've heard because they're just rumors, but the lake trout right now, they're eating the perch, and the bluegill, baby perch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've adapted.
Yes.
You know, isn't that amazing? Like, remember when the gobies came in way back in the day, and everybody was like saying the gobies were just wiping out, they're eating all the eggs. But then ultimately, the reason the smallmouth in Lake Ontario are so huge is because they started eating the gobies.
Yeah.
And I used to fish on the Toyota Tundra Weekend Series and on the Northern Tour with bass, and you know, you always wanted to have artificial gobies with you,
Right.
You know, because of that.
Artificial gobies work okay here. I'm not saying there isn't any gobies, but you know, nobody really knows what is all in Keuka Lake.
I wound up coming out with one of my buddies, actually a couple of my buddies, and you know, back when I was doing the radio show, and I brought my center pin just to play around, and I wound up sticking a brown trout down here, which that was just, you know, I just threw the center pin out, which is just a stream setup.
Right.
And I couldn't believe. I just wanted to. We were just more going so I could show them how to cast.
Right.
And it was like on the first or second throw, a brown trout, like just blew my mind.
Yeah, we have brown trout. Again, they're getting kind of low, limited, but there still are. There's native rainbows in Keuka. And there is also landlocked salmon.
Okay. I know some of the watershed lakes were known for having them. I've never caught them. I've always just caught the trout.
Right.
You know, but that's cool. So if you're, the most common thing I've known people to come here for was always the lake trout.
Yeah.
You know, the deep water jigging.
Oh, yes.
You know, and just that, you know, that was, when I owned my shop up in Rochester, the only reason I even heard about it was because some of the guys up there back in the day, and that was, they would come in and buy bait just to go down here. You know, I think, you know, and they just said, Ken, you got to go down there and experience it. And I came down and was jigging with spoons, and it was incredible.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
It is. It was just, I remember just ripping it and then letting it fall, and it was on that fall, they would, all of a sudden you'd come up and they would be there.
Yep, exactly.
You know, it was pretty neat.
Yep.
So can you give us a tour of your, you know, of all the, because obviously a chatterbait is epic for the bass.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, and then I see you got walleye harnesses, you know, worm harnesses right here, and you got, you know, your fat, right, you know, you got, you know, you're set up for bass and you're set up for trout.
Yeah, everything in the shop works on Keuka. Every day is a different color. Actually, every hour can be a different color. But mainly your green pumpkins, your watermelons, black and blues, purples. They're the more go-to.
Funny. Colors. It's because I've been down in Florida so long, but black and blues were always really popular back when I was doing the tournament stuff. That hasn't changed.
No.
You know, it's weird. Like certain lures that I was talking to one of my fellow captains and was talking about that huge umbrella rig, Captain Bill Lords.
Yep.
And he's up in the Thousand Islands, but back in the day we went out on Oneida Lake with my buddy Roberto, and we were just crushing like every time, and he just said to me like a week ago, he goes, those umbrella rigs don't work anymore. But it was fun. That's where I look at stuff and I'm like, but certain things do.
Yeah.
Like there was a time where the chatterbaits over on Irondequoit Bay, I was just catching slob largemouth, and then all of a sudden it just stopped up there.
Yeah.
And I still, you know, I was still kind of trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I haven't quite. It's like one of those things that just kind of sticks around in the back of your head.
It does.
And you're like, why is that, you know, why did it work so well and all of a sudden it's just not working? And who knows, maybe I'm not fishing it right.
Yep.
But, you know, so no, I see you've even got flatfish. You got at least one hanging down there.
Yeah, I'm getting, got low this summer because I got hit pretty hard with the flatfish. But the Berkeley flicker shads, these are pretty much my top seller right now. Every year is a different hot seller.
What are people catching on the flicker shad?
Oh, everything from perch to bass, smallmouth, largemouth. Every once in a while, I'll have someone say, I caught a trout on one.
Really?
So, yeah.
I was surprised with the perch. I could see a walleye.
Yep.
But perch too?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And then you got the hula popper.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That surface bite.
Yes. Jitterbugs, the rebel poppers. You always have to have a topwater frog, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you got your spoons for dropping down, and you got all those are moonshine.
Yeah, those are
and they
moonshine
glow in the dark.
Yep.
Cool. And then you got the Cleos.
Yeah, little Cleos. Gotta have that.
You got the Red Devil or Daredevil
Yep.
color. Huh. Man, you got a little bit of everything. You even got the rooster tails.
Oh, yes. Yep.
I fell in love with these spoons at one point, dude.
The phobies.
Yeah,
Yep.
those are great for trout.
Yep. Perch also go after them too. I didn't know that until someone said, "Yeah,
Really?
I'm catching perch with them."
I guess I could see it because up in Lake Ontario, you could throw that off in, some of the creek mouths,
Mm-hmm.
and then the brown trout would just sit there and, snap them up.
Yep.
Well, cool. And then you got some,
I got reels, bubblers.
you got batteries and
Batteries.
bubblers.
Yep.
Batteries are huge.
Oh, yes.
Especially when you get out there and you realize your bubbler's not working. At least they know that you can come in here and get set up.
Yep.
Cool. Is there you can have a winch.
Trout egg.
Yeah,
Yep.
we have that.
These are the netting for the trout eggs. So what I do.
This is this whole kind of notice
So what I do here, I buy them by the pounds. Right now I got 35 pounds.
so that you still have salmon eggs though.
Oh, yes. Yep. And then I tie them.
Have those been hot sellers? Obviously, I'm assuming if you got the
Oh, yes. Yep.
So at this time of year, if somebody wanted to come out here, what mostly would they, it just all depends. If they're going to go out trout fishing, would they be throwing this down?
No,
How would they be fishing?
This is for
The
the
streams?
streams.
What streams are around here?
Oh, you got Naples. You got Colebrook, but that's a DEC issue right now. Then you got Catherine. Cohocton River.
Okay.
Yep, Cohocton River.
I've always been a big believer that, a lot of people just treat tackle shops as a place to buy bait. And part of the reason that I took on this project with Let's Catch Fish Nation is because all people treat tackle shops for is to buy bait.
Yeah.
And then they go in, they see everything, and then for some reason they're like, oh, I'll go to online to buy it, or they'll go to the big box stores that aren't selling bait.
Right.
And I'm like, guys, wake up. You want to support your local tackle shop. You want to buy product from them. Support them so they will be there when you need them.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon, Walmart, they can buy millions of one lure. That's why you can get them so cheap. Okay? Us little guys, we have to spend a little bit more. You might pay a little bit more, but by the time you drive to Walmart from here, you got it in gas.
Yeah.
Or Amazon, you got to wait for it. Here, I mean, it's right here.
You have it, and it's proven. If anybody can come out and support Bubba's, that he's got big nets. Whether you're going out to Lake Ontario to net some big salmon, or you're going to get into some huge muskies and northerns, he's got pretty much everything you can imagine. We We haven't even. Can you take us over to
sure.
the jig section?
Absolutely. All these jigs here I make.
These are all handmade.
Yes. Yep. These ones here are good. I sell a lot of these. These
Those
are
are trout.
really good for trout.
Yeah, I can.
For jigging. I go all the way from 1/2 ounce all the way up to 3 ounce.
It's big.
Yep. You can either, I call these naked, and people are using white tubes, white flukes to attach to them, or I do have the bucktails. And out of the ones I've been experimenting, I put rattles on them. And another thing is a stinger hook.
Wise.
Yep, a stinger hook.
If they're biting short.
Yep, and if they really want to go all out, I have stinger hook with a rattle.
Really?
Yep.
And so for people that don't always understand all that, sometimes that little rattle really makes all the difference. Sometimes the fish don't want the rattle, but then there are other times that, you know, you're not going to catch anything unless you have it. And then the stinger hook, the benefit of a stinger hook is that it is your main hook, but then you have a following hook that if they're just biting at the end of something and the hook is just that extra spaced up, you're just going to be getting the ends of your bait bit off. So that stinger hook just gives you that little extra length that will just be a game changer of sometimes whether you catch fish or not.
All the other jig heads I make, I have right now I have 31 different colors. I got everything from 3/16 all the way up to 5/8.
So you paint all of these?
Yes. Yeah, it's a powder paint.
Now, do you by chance, if somebody wanted to order, do you ever ship to people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
So
I do take credit card over the phone, Venmo.
shock.
Here is the landlocked that was caught back in 2023.
That's a nice size fish.
Yep. And he caught that right off the dock.
Huh.
That's cool. You got a whole bass section here.
Oh yes, yeah. All my plastics are here in the center. I got tubes. I got gobies. We were just talking about gobies. The white tubes for the white jig heads I carry. Of course, I got primetime plastics, Berkeley power bait. And something new this year, I have every color that Charlie Brewer Crappie Company carries in the sliders. Logs, I got Helgamites, plastic Helgamites, which work really good.
Helgamites.
Yep.
Really, those are huge.
Yes.
You got garlic scent.
During the summer, I carry live Helgamites.
Okay.
Yep. And those you can't order. You have to go out and get them yourself.
You're going out and catch them. Say that again, because can you explain to people what they are? Because I know they're great for bass.
Yep. A Helgamite is a prehistoric caterpillar. If you look it up online, you can either put, Helgamite or a Dobson fly. And what they are, it's hard to.
Can we show? Maybe
Yep.
you can get. Let me show a purple one.
Yeah.
And here.
Oh.
And that would be the size of a larvae. And when they get adult, I've seen them huge. They can get up to 8 inches long. They have pinchers on them, which they do go. They draw blood.
Right, they will pinch.
Yep. And they have 2 sets of wings. Yeah,
so they can fly too.
Spin doctors. I got GRC flies, dipsy divers, spinning glow from Warden.
You got some stuff.
Yeah, downrigger release clips. A little bit everything.
It's not just bait. They need just like obviously Bass Pro and Walmart and all those big stores, they're not selling bait, they're just selling product. Well, guess what? So, buy some of that from your local shop, and, they'll be around a lot longer, because a lot of them are not around anymore.
Yep. And we just lost one last night. So
Yeah, that's sad. It was Baitmaster, Mr. Allen from Baitmaster passed away.
yeah, he was a good guy.
Big thanks to Bubba and everyone here at Bubba's Bait Shop for taking the time to show us around. If you're fishing the Finger Lakes, make sure you stop in, support local, and get the right gear before you hit the water. If you enjoyed this kind of content, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and we'll see you on the water.